What's up guys, Ryan here from Mudgunner. Today it is Viewer Builds episode 27. The theme was AKs and we got a lot of great submissions, a lot of great calibers, and I'm excited to share this with you guys. On a side note, we have some cool news to share with you. Some of you guys have been following, but I got nominated for a Gundy Award. The Gundies is kind of like the Oscars for gun tubers, and someone or some of you guys thought that I would make a good nomination. So I really appreciate that. They hit me up and said that I'm on the nomination list. But the next step is voting is going to start on Sunday, December 1st. Now, how voting works is from December 1st to December 15th, you can vote once a day. It's 19 categories. I am in the category of Breakout Creator of the Year. So kind of like an up-and-coming creator, and I feel very honored with that. I checked and we are just over 330 videos for the year, just over 330 shorts for the year. So I've posted over 600 videos between the videos and the shorts. So I've worked really hard this year. I plan on working hard next year as well. But yeah, if you guys would like to support the channel, honestly, the biggest way for me right now would be to vote for me December 1st through the 15th. I know it's once a day, that's a lot, but it would really mean the world to me. So yeah, I'll leave you with that on the Gundies, but you can vote at thegundys.com on Sunday and forward on. If you want to look at the theme for next week's video, I'm thinking the theme can be bug out rifles or bug out guns in general. It doesn't have to be rifles. So bug out guns. Now, bug out means you leave your house or wherever you're living with that gun. And the theme is going to be all inclusive. It could be natural disaster, aliens, zombies, whatever it may be, just an all around bug out gun for everything you would ever need. Self-defense, hunting, everything. When I think about something like that, I really like the idea of a 14.5-inch 5.56 AR with my LPVO. This is a Vortex Razor 1-6. And then I like the idea of being able to suppress it because if I'm using it for self-defense, being able to be quiet or even hunting, at least having that option. So when I think about that category, just a general bug out rifle, this is what comes to mind. At some point, I'd like to add an offset red dot too, but this is what I got so far. So yeah, theme is bug out rifle. And if you want to participate in that next week, send the picture to my email. It is sales@atroxco.com. Get a good horizontal picture and describe it from tip to butt, and you will be in next week's viewer build video. I need it by Thursday though, if you want to be in the videos. So yeah, just send the picture to my email. And other than that, let's get into this week's AK builds. All right guys, kicking off this week's viewer build video, we are starting off with this awesome Arsenal. This comes from Street Panda, and this is an Arsenal SLR. They didn't say the number, and there's a variety of Arsenal SLRs out there. This one's milled, it looks like. So this is pre like SAM series, like SAM 7. I think it would be like an SLR 101, or they also have the SLR 95, but it could be something else. So going through their list here, it's a pretty straightforward build with the goal of having a solid platform for an optic, light grip without having to cut or grind anything off. It has a K&S gas piston, a TDI X47 handguard with the extended optic rail. It's got a Cloud Defensive Rain WML, a Tango Down vertical grip, a Romeo 7 by Sig Sauer, a US Palm pistol grip, and then the stock setup is a CNC Warrior tubular folding stock paired with their new adjustable cheek riser. And yeah, this thing looks like an awesome AK. I dig it. Thank you for sharing that one, Street Panda. This next one comes from Daz, and this is their Zastava M90 chambered in 5.56. It's got a slant brake, an SLR Rifleworks Ion 13.5-inch handguard, a BCM stubby vertical grip, a Zastava cheese grater upper handguard. It's got the RS Regulate side rail with the Holosun 510C. It's a placeholder till I get another EOTech. It's got a US Palm pistol grip, a Magpul CTR stock with the 1/4-inch riser, and then a Faro Concept Slingster. And then they didn't mention it, but it looks like they got some stickers on there. And yeah, that thing looks awesome. I like it. And 5.56 out of an AK is great. They also shared a picture of their snake because I've brought up that I have snakes as well. Reticulated python, just about 18 feet and a little over 100 pounds. For those of you guys that don't know, the reticulated python is the longest snake in the world. My uncle breeds these and I've got to work with them a lot. They're pretty awesome. Right now I just keep rattlesnakes, but I've owned quite a few different snakes over the years. But yeah, thank you for sharing both of those, Daz. And the rifle and the snake both look great. This next one comes from Brad. I like that right off the bat we're getting different caliber AKs for each one. This is awesome. So this is a KUSA KP9. It's a Zaslon inspired yes, I probably say that weird, but I'm not familiar with that. I'll have to look into that. From butt to tip, it's got an SB-A3 brace. It's got a JMAC Customs AK buffer tube. It's got a KUSA KP9 AK grip, It's got an EOTech EXPS 3.0, a Zenitco RP2 Vityaz charging handle knob. It's got a Zenitco B21M lower handguard, a Zenitco B19 upper handguard. It's got an AT PLC, a Surefire Vampire light, and a Dead Air Wolfman in the short configuration. Also not mentioned is a ton of mags and a night vision setup, and that looks really great. It says, want to SBR, but KUSA went defunct, waiting for them to be bought out. Yeah, let's hope they get bought out and more of these get produced. Want a Zenitco stock, what would you do if you had this? I think I would do basically what you're doing. Zenitco stock would be nice. I don't know exactly all the Zenitco stocks, but I bet that would look really good with the triangle stock. Other than that, I mean, I think it would look good with a vertical grip. That's just me. I know it's a pistol right now, so you can't. But yeah, I mean, you're right in line with what I would do. I think it looks great. Thank you for sharing that one, and happy Thanksgiving, Brad. This next one comes from Michael. This is a Zastava ZPAP M92 SBR. And it's looking good. It's got a 10.5-inch barrel with the Bulgarian 4-piece flash hider. It's got a Kalishnikov Carver pistol grip and a 3/4 dong. It's got a BAD trigger, B-A-D. It's got a Krebs safety selector. It's got a K&S adjustable gas piston and cheese grater. It's got the Holosun 530G red dot. And then it's got a Fab Defense GLR16 stock. I like that. It looks interesting with that pistol grip because it just looks very narrow, but I like what you got going on here with this. So thank you for sharing, Michael. This next one comes from Gavin. This is a very short list, so I'm sorry if this is short, but up top we got a Century Arms Visca with the Palmetto State Armory nutmeg furniture. On bottom we have a KS12 with the Russian Sega furniture. And the top is 760 by 39 in case you didn't know, and the bottom is a 12 gauge AK. I've shot 12 gauge AKs in the past and I really like them. We're actually currently buying an SBS one at our store right now, and I'm hoping to get it. There's a lot of paperwork process when it comes to buying SBRs, SBSs, NFA items and stuff, but once that clears to the store, I do think I'm going to get it because it's like an 8-inch 12 gauge AK. So yeah, that looks awesome, and thank you for sharing those, Gavin. All right, guys, this next one comes from Ricky, and he asked me if he could send this because it's not technically an AK, but I'm giving it a pass because it looks like an AK. This is a Russian Tiger SVD Dragunov. It's chambered in 760 by 54R, and these are not an AK because it's actually its own proprietary system. It's a short stroke gas piston system instead of a long stroke. I did a YouTube video on one of these, and I shot it next to a PSL. So the Romanian PSL is more like an AK because it's a long stroke piston system, but the Dragunovs are kind of their own thing. So go watch my video on that. I did it earlier this year in case you want to know the differences. But I'm going to go through what they said here. It's a Russian Tiger SVD converted to military format. It's got a surplus front sight flash hider. Swapped the 20-inch sporter barrel to the 24-inch Lothar Walther. It's got a military surplus gas regulator, a military 1200 meter rear sight, a surplus Dragunov polymer stock in handguard, and yeah, that sums it up. That thing looks awesome. Now I'm going to show you something else cool. He sent me a group picture of an AK family right here. He didn't mention what they are, so I can't really see very well, but you guys might be able to call it out. On the bottom, it looks like we got an RPK. Above that, that looks like the PSL I was talking about. And yeah, the PSL is more like an AK than the Dragunov. Then we got the Dragunov. We got a, that would be considered like a sporter AK, I would assume, right? Because of the thumb hole stock. And yeah, those look really good. I like them displayed on the wall. Next up, we have this group picture of their little armory, and I like the wall displays. I'm seeing some scars on there and a variety of other AKs. But yeah, thank you for sharing that, Ricky. That's a really badass collection. This next one comes from Ben, and this is a Meridian Defense Pestilence. And I don't know this reference, but you guys have brought it up in the past. As Risky Krisky would say, instead of going from tip to butt, I'm going to go from ass to mouth. I don't understand that reference. I'm sorry, guys, but some of you guys knew that last time. That's a Milsurp Soviet tourniquet wrapped around the stock. It's got a Tango Down pistol grip, a surplus Bakelite mag from the Tula factory. It's got a Holosun 507C on a Midwest Industries AK side mount. I took the dong off that came with the rifle and put it on an RPK and put this shark fin lower handguard on and put some goon tape around it. It's got a dead air flash hider and then a Milsurp canteen strap style sling. That looks really good, and that tourniquet's very interesting on it. I've never seen anything like that. But I dig the setup a lot. Looks really great. And I recently just got my first Meridian Defense. So far I love it. I'd like to get some of their other guns. But yeah, thank you for sharing that, Ben. This next one comes from Chris, and this is a Zastava ZPAP M70, chambered in 7.62x39. Going down his build list, it's got a Dead Air Sandman S suppressor, a Dead Air Chemo muzzle brake, a BCM foregrip, some digital camo tape. The handguard gets hot. It's got an Arid manufacturing sling. It's got a Vortex Strike Eagle 1-8. It's got the Zastava side mount. It's got a stock trigger, a Magpul grip, and the Magpul folding stock. And one thing we didn't mention here is the rail. This is the factory railed Zastava, so it comes with that really long M-LOK handguard. And he says, she's heavy but fun to shoot. And I've picked these rifles up stock, and they are pretty heavy without anything on them, so I can only imagine how much that thing weighs. But yeah, like you said, I bet it shoots really nice, and it looks really great, so thank you for sharing, Chris. All right, guys, with this next one, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. I believe it is Kurash. Forgive me if I misspelled it, but here's their Instagram, so go check them out. And he sent this group picture, didn't mention the AK, but from the looks of it, that looks like a Zastava M70. I could be wrong. I can't tell the red dot on top. Kind of looks like a Sig Romeo 5. I don't get to zoom in until I'm actually in my video editing thing. Says, would love some feedback on the other guns if you'd like. The AK needs some work done, but it does have a, oh, there we go. It does have a SIG optic on it. This picture is old, and my MCX has a different brace on it, and the PSA AR-15 has a SIG red dot and magnifier on it. Yeah, I mean, it's a really nice collection. I see the FNX 45 Tactical, the SIG Macro, the Rattler. I can't tell what suppressor is on the Rattler unless that's kind of a fake one. But yeah, overall, that's a great gun collection, and I think you're on the right track. Only thing you're missing right now is a shotgun, and then maybe some slings for the rifles. But yeah, overall, I like it. Again, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, but I believe it is Kurash, but correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, thank you for sharing. This next one comes from Daniel, and this is his 12.5-inch Romanian Draco. That looks pretty nice. From tip to butt, it's got an SI J-Comp Gen 2. He put, sometimes I run it with the oppressor. Is that supposed to be right, oppressor instead of suppressor? I don't know. It's got the PSA cheese grater, a Midwest Industries Alpha Rail handguard. It's got the Streamlight ProTech HLX handheld light with a left side CDM Gear Scout light mount. It's got an Emissary handbrake on a Magpul pick rail adapter. It's got a TWS hobnob. I'm not familiar with that part, so forgive me on that. Oh, I think TWS stands for Texas Weapon System Rail. I know that part, but I don't know what the hobnob is. Maybe it's the charging handle. It's got a Holosun 510C green with the HM3X magnifier. It's got the Texas Weapon Systems dogleg rail cover. He's saying TWS, and that's the one thing about guns. There's too many three-letter acronyms, so it took me a sec to get it. But yeah, TWS is Texas Weapon Systems. I assume that hobnob was the charging handle. It's got a Goon Tape US Palm grip. Not pictured is a PSA extended safety. Couldn't get it to fit on my Draco. If anyone knows when that fits the Romanian Dracos, please let me know. Yeah, that I am not familiar with, so let him know a good Draco safety. And then he also said for the Goon Tape US Palm grip, not convinced on this grip, may change to a Magpul grip if anyone has any suggestions. I like the Tango Down, I like the Magpul. Other than that, I don't have too much experience with the other ones. It's got a Stoneworks rear trunnion pick adapter. And then it's got a TF 1913 brace, a Magpul padded sling, and then a Galati International mag pouch. And then he said watching my mag storage video got him to look these up. Yeah, I really like the Galati mag pouches. They're nice. I only have one, but it works really well. But yeah, overall, I like your build a lot, and thank you for sharing that one, Daniel. This next one comes from Nicholas, and this is their custom competition AKM and 7.62 that they built themselves. That looks great. I'm going to go through his build list. From tip to butt, it's got a PWS FSC Mod 2, so Primary Weapon Systems muzzle device. It's got a PSA 14.7-inch barrel. It's got an OCAM Defense Merc handguard. I haven't heard of OCAM, it's OCCAM. It's got a Magpul MVG vertical grip. It's got the TWS hog knob, so yeah, I'm sold that that is the Texas Weapon Systems charging handle. It's got a Holosun 403C, a Krebs Customs Enhanced Safety Selector. It's got a Gen 1 CMC trigger, a Rifle Dynamics receiver, a Tactical Dynamics grip, a Midwest Alpha fixed stock. It's got a Rifle Dynamic stock pouch, a Wells-made Aloha sling, and then a Poppies of War Cerakote. That's funny. Yeah, I like it a lot. It looks really cool. I like the Cerakote job on it. And yeah, that looks really great. Thank you for sharing that one, Nicholas. This next one comes from David, and this is a Malat Vepr chambered in 7.62 by 54R. Now this one, it kind of looks like a Dragunov. It's also Russian made, but I believe this is big AK. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know too much about these, but I believe so. It's got a 23.2 inch barrel. It's got a Polish AKML flash hider, a K&S adjustable gas piston. It's got a Gen 1 Romanian LPS scope with military reticle, and then it's got a tactical wool sock cheek riser. He said it used to eject brass to the next zip code. He said legitimately 40 plus feet. So much better with the K&S piston and significantly less recoil. He says it's an absolute beast with 182 grain ammo. And yeah, that thing looks nice. I bet it shoots really nice too. So thank you for sharing that one, David. All right, guys, finishing it off, we actually have my buddy's AK here. This one's pretty unique. This comes from my coworker. His name is Nate, and I asked him to bring this to work so I could take a picture to show you guys this one. It is a Yugo M76 chambered in 8mm Mauser. It's a DMR setup. They only made 15,000 of these. It's got a fixed 6 power, once radioactive scope. I don't know what that means, but yeah, it's got a milled receiver, and then again, it's chambered in 8mm Mauser, which is very unique for an AK. And he's gonna let me borrow this for a YouTube video here soon, so I'm excited to share this with you guys. But yeah, that's an awesome rifle, Nate. Thank you for letting me post it in this video, and thank you to everyone else that shared. These were all really great AK builds. And I really like that I think we covered every AK caliber out there. Oh, except 545, we didn't cover 545. Dang, next time one of you guys will have to send a 545. But other than that, we got 9mm, 7.62, 5.56, 7.62 by 54R, and now 8mm. So thank you guys. Thank you again to everyone that submitted. We got a lot of great submissions this week, and I forgot that we also missed out on 308. So the two AK calibers that I know of that we did not get was 545 and 308. The 308 would be like the Zastava M77. The M76 is 8mm, M77 is 308, but and the AK-50, but we got to get Brandon to send his in. So yeah, thank you again. If you want to participate in next week's theme, which is Bugout Guns, just again, anything that would help you survive whatever disaster might be there, send the picture to my email. It is sales@atroxco.com, and describe it from tip to butt. So I want to thank you guys again, and go vote for me on the Gundies starting on Sunday. But yeah, thank you guys, and stay tuned for my next video.